Good morning, Brave Masters. Jena here, founder of Brave Masters and the Brave Speaker Program, as well as just supporting entrepreneurs, getting their brave on, getting visible, and showing up. So I'm showing up for you today. I want to have a conversation. Today's video is going to be about the imposter syndrome and not feeling deserving, and especially for those of you that might be starting a newer business or new business venture and are still trying to get some of the initial clients into your business. So we're going to talk about that. And this actually stemmed from, I learn a lot from, my private clients. And hey, Jena, welcome. Good morning. And I learn a lot from our conversation. So yesterday, sure enough, this is a coaching week for me. And this conversation came up about the imposter syndrome. And, it's like, what does that mean? And basically, it's just a sense of, what do I know, right? And I'm looking at everybody else. They seem to have it all together. And I don't feel like I have it all together. Or, it's like maybe I'm new in my business and I haven't got a whole slew of clients to show that I can do this, et cetera, et cetera. So it's the sense of non-deserving, like you aren't ready to take on the clients and teach them what you know, and for some reason you feel like you're missing something in the picture. And I'm here to tell you that you have everything you need to serve people, even if you are new in your business, like if it's brand new. And I've got a lot of new business owners in this group as well, and coaches and consultants and things like that. And hello, welcome. Hey, Kat, nice to see you. Yeah, chilly Michigan. It's chilly in Houston here, and it's like 55, right? I can only relate to where you are. I used to live in Ohio, went to Ohio State, so I get it. Come on down if you want to be warmer. And let's see who else is here. Tawana Harrison, Joe, or Jena, love your heart. Thank you, love you. And so yeah, I just want to have this conversation because I feel like it's just a mind game that we play on ourselves. And so this analogy came up for me when I was talking to my client, and I said, have you, so the question is, do you know how to drive a car? And I would say probably 99.9% of you would say, yeah, of course. I probably drive it on autopilot and forget how I even got to the destination, right? So we know how to drive a car. But every couple years, like me anyway, I go pick a new car. Doesn't mean that I don't know how to drive it. It's a new car. It has new features. It may have new, a new experience or whatever. But that's what a new business is. So I would gather that you are not starting your business, or you're not in your business because you don't know what it is and you don't know how to deliver on the service or products that you sell. And so it's just like, it's a new vehicle. That's all the business is a new vehicle for you to express and for you to serve people in the marketplace based on what you know, based on how talented you are. And I remember, I was sharing this story yesterday. I remember when I was like 20 something, and I was a makeup artist, and I created I Am a Makeup Artist. And what I mean by that is the first interview I had with a company was Yves Saint Laurent. And I was sitting there and I was like, I've never worked for somebody in makeup artistry. However, I had been doing it for 7 or 8 years. I'm self-taught and I have experience, but I just don't have the official resume. And so I was looking to get this freelance, position with Yves Saint Laurent, and I had to prove that I knew what I knew, yet without the resume, if that makes sense, right? And so what did I look at? Number one, I got myself grounded in how many years I've been doing what I knew, called makeup artistry, since I was 13. And I told them in the interview, I said, look, I have experience. I've been doing makeup on myself and for other individuals with photo shoots because I'm in the modeling world. And so I understand, how to make this work. And what I also did was I got some friends together and I took some before and after pictures. I said, hey, you know, I need some pictures, and put them in a little book. Back then we didn't have iPhones or digital. So I'm like literally printing 4x6 pictures and sticking them in a little photo book. And so I created the before and after before I had my first client. And I proved myself. I just proved my experience. And so this message is really for any of you that feel like you're in a new car, you don't deserve the new car, you certainly don't deserve a client, because it's like, well, I haven't had too many clients, or maybe you haven't had any yet. And so it's not about saying I'm new to the business. It's not about saying I don't have any clients. It's about leaning on the fact that you have experience, that you know what you're doing, that you bring 20 plus years experience and skills to the table. Focus on what you do have and focus on what you do know, versus just a circumstance called this business doesn't have a client to show for it yet, right? So help me out if you feel like you resonate with this or have resonated, especially if you're farther along in your business. But when you're starting out and maybe you are reinventing yourself, I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years now, and I'm reinventing myself, right? And sometimes maybe I've learned something recently, or I've invested training, and yet I haven't done a client, you know, worked with a client in that training or that skill or that conversation. However, I'm not going to approach the marketplace and go, I've never had a client. However, I just invested all this money in learning how to do it. And usually I teach from experience always. And so usually I've done it for myself first, and therefore that's my social proof. That's my experience. And so you have to believe in the history and the experience and the skills and the talent that you bring to the table, and focus on that conversation versus I don't have a client. So, or haven't yet. So let me know if that really helps anyone. Would love to know your thoughts and feelings about that. And if you are watching live, please say hey. And if you're watching replay, hit #replay. I know a lot of people you watch the recording, which is awesome. Hey, Deborah and Precious, how are you? Welcome. And so the other conversation is about deserving. And, you know, bottom line is the only person, hey Deborah, I see your wave, the only person that can believe you deserve it is you. I can believe it for you, of course. I always believe in you. And deserving is just a decision, right? It's like you're making up that decision whether you deserve it or not, or whether you're ready or not, or whether you bring, you know, value to someone. And so when you're living in this imposter syndrome conversation, or I haven't done that yet, I haven't offered a VIP day yet, I haven't coached somebody yet. 5 years ago is when I started coaching, like literally offering coaching services. And yeah, I had to wing it the first client. However, I used to be a consultant in a public accounting firm, a version of coaching, right? Meaning I was going in, acclimating myself to a business and figuring it out, right? And being able to go, I know what I know, and then deliver on that. And so the first one was the first one, but then after that, I now have experience. So when I started the coaching aspect, I leaned on that history, like that knowing that, okay, maybe I've never coached a client, meaning this is the first client that's bought this particular product or program. However, I'm grounded in everything that I bring to the table. And so some of you may be in that place. And I just see a lot of getting started, trying to get clients, haven't done this before, or I'm reinventing myself. And so therefore I haven't ever offered this particular type of program, or I'm moving from being a consultant to more coaching. There is a distinction about that. Consulting for me anyway is about like literally coming into a situation, doing the work for someone, and maybe there's some training and things like that, but it's very hands-on. It's a little more hands-on. And then coaching is more of the strategy, advice, and direction, and that kind of thing. So whatever it is that you're new to, like anytime we get on a new bike, anytime we jump into a new car, a new vehicle called business, we got to figure out the features. We got to figure out the feel of the car. And it doesn't mean you don't know how to drive already, right? So drive the car and, and show up confident. Oops, hello. We're going on a roller coaster. And know that you have everything you need in order to show up for that new client that's ready to work with you. And that's the key, is that people are waiting for your talent, your skill set, and your knowledge, because they don't know what you know, even if you've never delivered it in a particular format or coaching program or, service. And all your job is to serve those people that they need your help, meaning they don't know what you know. They have their specialty and you have yours. So instead of showing up going, I'm new to this, I have never done this before, I'm, a new business owner, or like I said, if you're reinventing or you're adding a service that you've never done, it's filter yourself a little bit, meaning it's not, be authentic, be real, be honest. And it's not about telling people that I'm brand new, because you're not. The truth is, you're not brand new. You're bringing to the business, the new vehicle, what you already know, and therefore now you're ready to be hired. That's what it's all coming down to. So would love to know your thoughts, would love to know if this relates to you in any way, or you can see yourself in this picture. And just, I felt the need to share this because it's coming up in conversations that I'm hearing recently. And even myself, every time I reinvent myself or offer a new service or something of that nature, I have to pull on, I know what I know, and I'm just delivering it differently, or I'm stepping into a new iteration of my business, or what have you. I remember also real quick, back in 2007, when I left one business that failed. Many of you know my story. I had to close a store and file bankruptcy. And, but I woke up the next day going, all right, I don't want to work for someone else. So I got to figure this out. What can I sell? What service can I offer that can make us money, right? Bring money into the household. And my husband was running a web and graphic design company. And I also had my skills called accounting and controllership. And so I, went back to my boss and said, I don't want to be hired, but I want some contract work. Do you know anyone? Sure enough, he knew 2 people, and I got those contracts. So I knew those skill set, but I hadn't been working in that space for a little while, right? So you just have to reinvent yourself and know what you know. And then I looked at my husband and I said, I think I can help grow the web company. I said, but I'll sell it, I'll go network, I'll do something, to bring clients in. I said, but you need to tell me what HTML stands for, and I'll go sell it. Like, believe you'll figure it out. Believe in what you know, and then learn what you need to, right? And it's like, learn as you go at some level. And, but stay confident in what you do know and what you're comfortable with, and show up that way. And so I asked him that question. I didn't really know what HTML stood for. And yet I still showed up in the marketplace and figured it out. And I spoke to what I knew and what he just told me. So it's like, you just got to take the first step. So this right here is absolutely part of being a brave master. It's one of my 10 core values of being a brave master, is that say yes and then figure it out. Show up and then figure it out. Be confident and believe in yourself, and the rest will handle itself. So let me know if this is supportive. Again, hit #replay if you're here on the recording. If you're live, thank you for being here today. And I just trust that you will go out there and brave daily, as I always suggest. And we'll be back next week with another training and an idea. I think one of the things I want to talk about next week, or next live, whenever that is this conversation about input versus impact, and making decisions based on those 2 concepts. So that's one of the ideas I have that I want to share with you. So checking in here, Kat, let's see, fall into myself. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I really connect with that too, Kat. So thanks for sharing that. I appreciate you. And yeah, so just be you, be clear that you have tons of value and experience. And just because you put a new stake in the ground called open for business does not mean you're brand new. You bring a lot to the table, and that's what people want to have confidence in and trust, like, no. So it's not about like you just open shop. It's about what do you know and how much do you bring to the result that I'm looking for. So that's what clients are looking for, and that's all you have to speak to. So let's see. Thanks, Kat. Hi, Kat. How are you? I miss you. There's two Cats on here. Kat Sturts and Kat Sanford. So I miss you both. All right, take care. Have an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you on the other side. I will say, if you guys need any help, support, or mentorship around building your business, scaling your business, or just getting out there, getting visible, and getting clients, please reach out to me. You can private message me or tag me in the comments, and we can talk about that. Like, what does that look like? And what's best for you. So please don't forget that. I'm here to elevate and really accelerate what you're doing. And that's what I'm all about. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much, and have an amazing, brave day. Talk to you later.